Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, and welcome to Command Power, the show in which we discuss all things Magic the Gathering with a focus on Commander. And today we have another episode in our Spoiler Spotlight series in which I talk about, well, spoilers and tell you what my thoughts are on them. But before that, just a quick reminder to click subscribe if you enjoy my videos. We're well on our way to 1 million subscribers and your support means everything to me. And today we're going to be talking about Colossal Rattlewurm. For 2 colorless and 2 green, it's a creature worm 6/5 with Colossal Rattlewurm has flash as long as you control a desert, trample, and 1 colorless 1 green, exile Colossal Rattlewurm from your graveyard, search your library for a desert card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. So wow, does this do a lot of stuff for 4 mana. It's absolutely nuts and a great payoff for the desert deck, but it also just goes in so many different decks anyway, I feel. For starters, on turn 4, this is just a 6/5 trample, and since when have we got used to these kind of stats? It's just absolutely nuts that you can just expect to play a 4-drop that's a 6/5 with trample and has 2 other upsides. It's absolutely nuts and so pushed, and it just shows how much the power creep is gone these days, particularly in green, of course, which gets all the best things. But yeah, having flash if you control a desert is no small upside. There's a ton of deserts that are being printed in this set, and deserts are looking like they're going to have a lot of support, so having this just be able to ambush somebody out of nowhere if they have 4 mana open is pretty strong. In Commander, you'd often end up with leftover mana and you don't use all of it, so people might just think that you didn't draw into anything, and then bam, they've just got a Colossal Rattlewurm blocking their best creature, and then probably going to swing at them the next turn as well, which is incredible. However, the part that I think is more interesting is that other final ability, because it's going to allow for lots of different shenanigans and for this to be good in lots of different decks. Obviously, you are going to be required to run a few deserts for that to do anything at all, but that shouldn't be that difficult considering we have lots of deserts from the past and all of the new ones that are going to come in this set. So basically what it's going to allow you to do is get extra value of this after it dies by allowing you to basically cast a rampant growth from the graveyard, but if you're running lots of different deserts, you can actually get a dual land off of this, which seems incredibly good. Not only that though, where I think it really excels is if you have a way to get this card into the graveyard first or mill it for whatever reason. If you're playing a lands deck in Commander, you're probably going to be playing something like Life from the Loam, and then as soon as this hits the graveyard, you can just ramp yourself and it essentially hasn't cost you a card, and it's actually very good ramp as we mentioned because it can find fixing. That seems incredibly good. It's of course really good as well if you have any way to discard it and take advantage by discarding it. There's a bunch of decks that might be wanting to do that, but just having access to what is essentially kind of like a modal card that's going to either give you ramp or a really overstated creature seems very, very good. So yeah, this just seems like another of those designs that does too many things really for what it's costing. I feel like it's going to see play in a lot of different decks, but of course it's going to be at its absolute best if you're playing a lands deck or a desert deck. But as I mentioned, I don't think including a few deserts in your deck is going to be much of a cost at all, so this just seems really, really good. So there you have it. Those have been my thoughts on this new spoiler. What do you think about this card? Please let me know in the comment section below. I read all comments and respond to all of them too. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like or subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until next time, take care.